I love our fans in Nashville. I love the show we did in Nashville. I love everything about Nashville, a major league ready city, a good chance in expansion. I really believe that. They're going to have to step up and get a local owner with a huge, huge, deep, huge pocket to pay an expansion fee that will make you blush. Plus, they got to figure out how to leverage and get a fully funded retractable roof stadium. But love Nashville. They're never going to be mentioned by baseball as the sole place for expansion because they want competition. I love Nashville's chances. Fine. Hi, David. Hello, David. I'm from Nashville. Thank you. I got you. Let's keep going. Can you please discuss what happened yesterday when Music City Baseball came out and talked about the fact that they are focused on being ready for either relocation or expansion? I thought that the commissioner talked way more about expansion. Why do you think Nashville is a relocation candidate? And do you think that their best chance to get a team is expansion and not relocation? Are the Marlins moving? That's how you make the show. That's a great question. Thank you. Let me stop everyone right now. There is a publicly available stadium agreement that's right behind me on the shelf. You can find it. And it's the Marlins Stadium Agreements. There's an agreement in there that's called a non-relocation agreement. That non-relocation agreement states that the Marlins will not move out of Miami for the length of the 38-year lease. 38 years. Now, when's year one? Wait for it. It's strange this way. Year one may not be 2012. Shh. Year one may be 2009. Unclear. Read the document. But what's 38 plus 9? 47. 2047 at the minimum, 2050 more likely. Is that soon? Because that's when the Marlins can go. When Marlins Park is old enough that either they refurb, they find a way to finance it, or they tear it down and build another butte somewhere, maybe still in Little Havana, or maybe at the slip right next to the AAA. Who'd want a ballpark there? Maybe at Wynwood. That wouldn't work. John Henry, of course it would have worked. Gosh dang it. Yeah, you just got a lot of Marlins stuff right there quick. Yeah, it's true that the Marlins could have had a stadium at Wynwood, which is one of the coolest areas in Miami. And John Henry said, no, that area will never be anything. And then we said, well, hold on, stick to analytics and trading because that area is a boom area. Oh, well, what about the urban sprawl that'll get you to Little Havana? That'll be cool. That'll happen. Oh, yeah, it's already 2025. The sprawl is more like a crawl. There's an urban crawl to Little Havana. By the time they get there, the lease may be over. But in the meantime, whether they draw 7,069 people or 33,269 people, the Marlins aren't going anywhere. They are not relocating. Hard stop, done. However, are there other candidates for relocation? The Tampa Rays. Could they relocate? Could the new owner of the Tampa Rays not get a stadium deal done in Tampa, not be able to stay at the Tropicana in St. Petersburg because the lease runs out, and God knows they want to get out of there, and all of a sudden the ownership group says to the new owner of Tampa, thanks for buying the team for 1.7, but man, you got to get out of there. How do you feel about Nashville? Not out of the question. Where's the owner from? Who is buying the Tampa Bay Rays? Oh, no help there from the area. Do I think it is remotely possible that Tampa could relocate? Remote. Braves? No. Mets? Yankees? Brewers? Cubs? Cardinals? Astros? Rangers? Mariners? Twins? Twins? No, they're way too committed to the fan base, way too passionate. Hold on, let's keep going. Angels, Padres, Diamondbacks, Yankees, Mets, Nationals. You get where I'm going here? There's no relocation coming after the Oakland A's had to relocate. Maybe the Tampa Bay Rays, but I highly doubt it. So if you think that Nashville is holding its hat or is going to publicly say, hey, we're here, we're ready for relocation, they'll be waiting, and Godot will get there faster. But expansion, Hold on a second. Didn't we just hear the commissioner say that expansion's coming? And didn't I tell you it's a guarantee that there's going to be 32 teams in Major League Baseball? And if you're in Nashville and you're sitting there waiting, you are not meeting with other teams trying to convince them to relocate to your town. You are putting a book together to get Major League Baseball choosing Nashville as an expansion city. Hard stop. So, after Rob Manfred gives his little talk about expansion, what do you think you do if you're the baseball executives, or if you're the people, the business people in Nashville who are trying to get a team together? They started this group called Music City Baseball. It's a local ownership platform that they're trying to get information out to get an MLB team to Nashville. Well, what do? You come out, if you're on the board of directors, and you say, our focus, and it always has been, is be ready for either relocation or expansion, but focusing on expansion. It's a very, very, very smart comment to make on the heels of what Rob said the other day, because your only chance is expansion. I love that you mentioned relocation in your quote, in your comment, because listen, if the S hits the F and all of a sudden a team has to R, then you need to let baseball know we are ready to receive a franchise. But if everything goes as planned, then I'm going to focus on expansion, and I'm putting all the money together. We're going to do a great expansion draft. We're going to win a World Series as quick as the Golden Knights won a Stanley Cup, as quick as the Marlins won a World Series after expansion, and we're going to do it in a beautiful ballpark. Here's our package of fully funded and all of the big names who are a part of it. Brilliant. The guy who was on this board said, we are now focused on part one, real estate. We are evaluating different sites in the downtown area right now. How smart are they to be doing that? Because when it comes time, when expansion is announced, you don't want to then start the process and say, hey, just curious, is there a place to build a stadium around here? No. When expansion gets announced, you are going to be ready with a package that will be postmarked the day it is voted on by the owners, saying that they are now allowing expansion cities to make presentations. You will have your entire book binder ready, slideshow, celebrity video, courtesy of Pablo Torre finds out, maybe a little LeBron, maybe a little Trump, who knows? But you're going to be ready to roll, and it is going to be sent, and it will be sent with music surrounding it. There may be some Kid Rock involved. There may be some, Johnny Cash. There will be a presentation, and you know what MLB executives do when they get these presentations? Guess what? They don't care about any of that stuff, but everyone feels like they have to do it. They make all these amazing presentations. Look at the great restaurants in Nashville. The Chamber of Commerce gets up and says, we've got 2 Michelin star restaurants, and we've got some of the best barbecue this side of Memphis or on the Kansas City, wherever. Then they say, do you realize that we've got 10 million tourists who come here? They're all on bachelor and bachelorette parties. And believe me, they're not going to want to go to a baseball game. They're going to want to get hammered in thigh-high boots and cowboy hats. Well, that's not interesting either. So what does the expansion booklet do? You open it, you skip past all the commerce chamber crap, and you go right to, whoa, we are prepared to pay a $2.9 billion expansion fee. Well, now you've got my attention. And I draw your attention to page 69 of the playbook. And here's a picture of a stadium, not like a rendering of the Sydney Opera House. This isn't on 9 acres, folks. This is a real one where we are building a retractable roof stadium. And here's the contribution required by the owners of the Major League Baseball team. And then you present this amazing breakfast donut from Nashville that's like the greatest hangover thing of all time, and you put it right there. You try to keep it fresh. You don't mash it down when you send it because you hand deliver it, and it's got a big donut. That's what we want in terms of building our stadium. Nashville has it nailed. Now, it's not done. It's not done because there are other cities who could catch on. But the way Nashville's been dealing with this for years, the way they're saying the right things publicly, the way they are being calm yet efficient, the way they are being confident, not cocky, the way that they're communicating with baseball directly, not through the media. all the different steps that smart people do as opposed to bad people. They're not bad people, as opposed to people who don't know what the heck they're doing. Nashville definitely knows what it's doing.